Y'all want me to sing? Y'all want me to sing? Okay. No, you don't. But guess what? I have two people here that can sing for you. I have Sylver Logan Sharp. Oh my gosh. I have Daryl Hunt who can play for me. But I'm not going to sing. But they're going to talk to you about Grammy-winning artistry. They're going to talk to you about the life and times of artists. I can't wait for you to see it. Look. It's a Grammy. Hello, Half Centenarians. We are here. Look around. I am about to sing. Don't stop. Wait. I am not about to sing. But we are here with two fabulous musicians in the studio and just kind of checking some things out. So I wanted to start by saying there's a lot of nostalgia in here in this conversation. I want you to stay with it. Stay with us for a second because you're going to hear some name dropping. And it's not because they are doing that on purpose. It's because that's where they came from. That's who they know. That's what they've done. So who am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about Miss Sylver Logan Sharp and Mr. Daryl Hunt. And they're going to introduce themselves. And without further ado, and we might get a little singing from them, I'm going to turn it over and let them introduce themselves to you guys.
Fine. Well, I guess I'll start.
Yes.
So I am Daryl L.A. Hunt.
All right.
Not to be confused with L.A. Reid and
Right.
Babyface. That's my real government name. I am actually a musician, pianist, composer, and
Grammy winning.
Correct. And I just want to say I just really love. I'm sort of that creative, cerebral sort of person. You know, and I would say I sort of compliment the creative that she is, but for me, I'm the one that I like to have the binary code in my head while still hearing the notes.
Okay.
So for me, I would say I spend 98% of my time creating or playing or something that has to do with music all of the time. So outside of that, you know, I'm a person that loves God, loves my family, loves my wife, and loves my music. And that is, I'm simple as far as that's concerned. But that is me in a nutshell.
But we'll come back and dive a little bit deeper.
Okay.
So let's get to the creative. Yeah.
Woo! I am Sylver Logan Sharp. Hunt.
No, but Sylver Logan Sharp.
Sylver Logan Sharp. Wow. Singer, songwriter, producer, jewelry designer, and CEO of my business, Silverware and Redhead Productions. Yeah.
That's
and
a
all
great
that.
start. And all of that.
Yeah.
And in that, that's a loaded statement for both of you. So you loaded that down with a lot of good information. So I wanted to say, all right, so you spend 90% of your time developing music for different people. What do you do? How do you share that talent with others?
Okay, so for me, it's interesting. So I work a lot with different artists. And I'd like to stay committed to certain artists.
Right.
So I would say, since a lot of people are trying to also be recognized through some of these artists as well, that's how I also work with those various artists that are also with them.
Gotcha.
So let's just say, so I've worked with Yolanda Adams for about 20 years. And in that, there were groups like Virtue, Tone, or B. Slade, and just artists like that, Smokey Norfolk, that we ended up by default working with because it's the whole same camp of people.
So people see like the Yolanda Adams and the Kirk Franklins and all of that stuff, and you have such a major impact on what they're doing. So you don't just do gospel.
No.
Okay, so you guys come together and do some things that are not gospel. So how do you guys work together?
So we look at everything as music.
Just music.
Just music.
Okay.
And it's the way that we approach everything. So whether it's, that's our roots anyway. So whether we have approached gospel, R&B, jazz, rock, that's all where we come from.
Okay.
Yeah. That's where she.
Yeah, I have been really fortunate to work with everybody from Elton John to Kid Rock to Slash to Michael Bolton, and of course I was with Nile Rodgers and the late Bernard Edwards as the lead singer of Chic for 19 and a half, 20-ish years.
Committed.
Yes. That was the word we were talking about before. So you guys need to stay tuned to that.
And you know, for me, it's always been just about good music, regardless of genre. Like, to be honest, on, you know, my bucket list of people to work with, like I would love to work with like Bonnie Raitt.
Oh, yeah.
And somebody, you know, that, you know, she's just so soulful. Country music is some of the best music that's written because of the stories that they tell and the things that they say. And so I've never done that, but I would love to, you know. I have
it out there.
I have a kind of an eclectic background because I come from a musical family. So does he. He comes from a musical medical family.
Right.
And I come from a musical educated family. So his sisters, so he has two sisters.
Here we go. His
two sisters that are in the medical field, right? One's a pediatric surgeon, the other one's a surgical nurse. But they can both read music and play and sing and do all that. His you know, that kind of thing. And on my side of the family, you know, my mother, you know, is and was a singer, actress, dancer, the lead in every play she's done, blah, 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 blah. And so, but comes from that higher education. Her father, my grandfather, was a HBCU president, and her mother, my grandmother, was a, you know, English professor and accompanist and a music teacher and things like that. So I'd like to say it's in my DNA.
I think that's fair.
You know, I like to think that, you know, I definitely come by it honestly. And it's like anybody who, you know, if you're a football player, professional football player, and you have children and they're with you, they're probably at practice with you. Yeah. They're probably at games with you. They're probably in the locker room with you. They're probably, you know, at all of those things that you're doing. So either you gravitate to it or you hate it.
Right.
Exactly. And so for me, like, my mother plays piano, she sings and dances, and she's a hell of a writer and all of that. I played piano and I played guitar and I played flute, but I was much better at back in the day dancing. I was a serious dancer. I would pull up a rug and move furniture in a New York Minute Honey, and you know. And I had it, you know. And then she said, I don't know why you don't sing. And I'd be like, you know. And, of course, that turned out to be what I did. But I've literally been in it my entire life.
Yeah. She fuses all of that. So what she just gave you, that's what she gives all the time. So
like, you don't want me to do your taxes, okay? You don't want me to do your taxes.
So let me ask you this. So for those of you, I just kind of kept this for right now. So this is the daughter of Paula Potts that you just saw on our previous or will be seen video. And she has embodied all of that wonderful essence that we saw or will see from the glamour Zentabulous, and the veracity that she brings to everything that she does with her poetry and her writing. This is it right here.
Listen.
And so then you have the calm again.
That was the
tree.
Yeah, right.
Now, do you see the similarity? Because the husband is the grounding.
Yes.
And then we have the butterfly that's out here and able to, you know, blossom and show themselves and, you know, just flit around and be themselves. And so just the beauty of that. And I love to see the apple and the tree, same thing. You found someone that balanced you. She found someone that balanced her. And you did yours 20 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
Some of us take longer than others. That's right. But what she found was what you got in the reverse.
Yeah.
Now the Virgo in me is gonna say, I found her.
He definitely found me.
All right, bam, bam. I stayed corrected.
No, he definitely found me.
I stayed corrected.
And I worked for it.
I worked for it.
But
that's right.
Being committed.
He did.
I worked for it and kept it. Yeah.
That's
awesome. But that's a whole,
all that's true.
But you know what? He's laying claim to it. And I will tell you the similarities in your demeanor behind that relationship. I'm committed.
Yes.
I got a commitment ring. I got a commitment mentality, just the similarities and all of that. So give us an idea of things that you've done. So we talked about who you are. All right. So now I want to move into, you do jewelry, you are a singer, you are a producer, you are all things music creatively, and you have this analytical side of music, which is, by the way, side note, first time I've ever heard that. Really? Analytical side of music, yes.
It's so intertwined, though. If you even think about it, even people like Albert Einstein was, a musician as well.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Farrakhan was a violinist. So it's like, it's all those people that have this higher state of thinking that there's a connection between that and music.
But I'm glad you have to point those things out, because for the average person that's listening to music, not really even looking at sheet music or anything, because most of us don't.
Yeah.
So when you think about it, I would not. Now that you said that, I will probably take it a little bit more deeper and do that. Yeah. But most of us think about beat and rhythm.
I was going to say, he does more than just beats.
And that's just it. And here's the thing about that. Music is meant to be felt. And music is meant to be shared. My father, there's 5 of us as far as my siblings. And my father had all of us take piano lessons until we graduated from high school.
Wow.
So he wanted us to all have the same thing, which was the gift of music. So in that, us being trained and just the way of thinking, that really helped in everything else, because you're thinking, you're reading, you're counting, you're solving different things. And for me, but even before all that, I used to listen to music all the time and then would try to write it or just play it back. And that skill developed. So now I can pretty much hear anything, whether it's classical to jazz to gospel.
Skill.
Yeah. And
but he can write it down, the notes in real time while it's playing.
So the length of time the song is.
Skill. Yeah, that's not normal.
It's helped, especially in crunch situations where I've been on stage. Even when Allison
Williams, so we were, our friend of ours, Joe Gorham, who's a radio veteran, especially at WHUR in particular, was having a big birthday party. And so we went to his party, and a bunch of people, Will Downing, and, and Allison Williams, just call my name. That's my girl. Yeah. And so Allie's like, hey, Syl, Daryl, listen, I need to talk to you. Can you play for... Now, we just walk in. The club is packed. There's music playing. People are talking and whatever. And she's like, hey, girl, where's Daryl? So she's like, Daryl, I need you to come play for me right now. Daryl's like, you got a pen? And I reach into my purse, and I think we pulled out an old receipt. No, Lizette Titi. Yeah. Lizette was there. Yeah, is another great singer, wonderful artist, and she was there. I was like, you got some paper or something? She pulled out a receipt out of her purse. I pulled out a pen and gave Daryl my headphones, and he sat in a crowded, busy, music playing, glasses clanking, restaurant type room, and he sat there listening in one ear.
They were stalling for like 2 or 3 minutes.
I'm telling them on stage.
So you can make
he's writing the song out. I'm going, stall, keep going, keep going. And he's like, I'm almost at the bridge. Hold on, I ain't at the bridge. And then, ladies and gentlemen, Allison Williams. I was like, Daryl, go. He's like, but I didn't get the bridge. Wow. And so he gets over there and just plays the song down. Things like that. That's weird. Right?
So that connects me to the analytical part of it.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
So that in and of itself is what I was thinking music is. So now you've given me a different view of what music is and how that comes together. And to be able to write music and to sing music and all of that is for the appreciation of those of us who are just there to try to feel it. Right? Yeah. So really that's something that I wanted to get to. So first thing is those are things that you are that are important to you. So you singer, you designed necklaces, jewelry, you do all of those kinds of things. You write music, you analyze music, and you get to the heart of what that is. So those are kind of superficial because there's so much more. You're a husband, a lover of your wife, a lover of God, and all of spirituality, super important. So the next primary question is, so then what would be your purpose with all of that you're doing right now? I know it's a lot. If you could just give us a little bit about purpose around music as a couple, what gets you up in the morning? What makes you just think? Wow.
I have to be honest, all right. In this COVID world, what's been getting me up in the morning has been stress.
Okay.
Right.
Just because there's so much music to get done. But at the same point, I have the right outlet, I have the right person to talk to, I have the same person, and in those moments, that's where it balances out, because even though we have our different ways of grounding each other, her way of grounding me is like, wake up, do you know who you are?
Right.
Like you got this.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm one to be like, I like to be over prepared with stuff. And she was like, even on your worst day, it's more than good enough.
On his worst day, you could hand him music he's never seen, and he can play it down flawlessly.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
This is so good.
But because of, I don't think that either one of us take for granted how serious the job of being an artist and what it means to give in that way.
Right. Yeah.
And so we sort of go a little harder than the average bear when it comes to it. It's never just, let's fall up in there and sing whatever.
Right.
There's a thought process as to what we're wearing, to what we're doing, to how long it's going to be, to if we need something else, to if we have to fall in or if we don't have to fall in or we don't know what we're dealing with. We have
impact.
Let me tell you, we were in Virginia one year doing a gig with another friend of mine, and they had asked for our equipment rider, and we sent the what he needed down there, and we get there, and there was not one, not two, but three Casio.
Like they got it from Target,
which is not on the rider. No shade to Casio, no shade.
But that's not what you had on there.
But Daryl was like, I don't even know how to turn this on.
I was looking like what?
He's like, it's got speakers on it, built in, which is not a professional grade keyboard, but it was
what you were trying to do.
Hysterical to watch him standing. The whole band fell out laughing because
I would have played it though. I mean, if that's what the
how do you turn this on? It was hilarious because you see what's in here and what he does, but it was just so funny. But by the time we got through sound check, and I was like, if y'all don't get them keyboards out of here before he breaks out in a rash.
I was playing it though.
And I'm going to need you to get a Motif 8 in here stat before he falls out. But it was one of those moments where I was like, boy, your audience doesn't know that. Yeah, the people in the room who bought tickets, they don't know that, and nor do they care. Yes. And they don't care. And they have no idea what that kind of thing is like. But that was a moment.
I was just about to say that. We don't know that you need something other than a Casio.
Right.
We just know we want the rhythm, the beat, the energy, all of that.
And it matters. Equipment matters.
So
but
for you, your purpose is to deliver a product that is polished, ready.
Polished and that resonates with someone somewhere. Everybody does not like everything. There are lots of people that probably don't like my voice. Yeah. There are lots of people that, would prefer to hear this type of singer or that type of singer. But there's enough room and enough ears and enough hearts to penetrate through music that there's enough room to go around. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I kid you not. The orchestra started playing, and like 4 bars in, Yolanda looked at me and was like, I love you. She was like, I love you. This is
awesome! It was great.
And it was amazing.
Hey guys, I hope you loved and enjoyed that interview. We are here in the DMV. We have so many wonderful people that we are showcasing here. Even Einstein wants to tell you to tune in. And also, don't forget to like us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Follow us. Submit those 3 names of people that have inspired you. Could possibly be you. I look forward to seeing you guys. Thank you so much again for following us on this journey. Be safe, be careful, and we will see you soon.